Yeah, when I'm working, it's real. It's intense. The weight of being an artist is heavy. And I think that the real power of art is the ability to galvanize and to organize all those different pigments and materials and pour a soul into it. You have to be yourself, because that's what people want. People don't want an idea of what you think they like. They want you. And there's only one you. I'm in a lane where I don't have to kind of try to be like other people. When I paint it, it's who I am, and I haven't changed it. So, with my work, I deal in truth. Okay. So what do you want to know? You know, my wife says, you're just so serious. You know, and I've softened in my old age. I was even worse. This interview would have been so tense. If you were talking to a younger me, I would have been wide-eyed because I had so much to prove. But every opportunity, you have to respect it. You know, this is important. You're taking your time, you're taking your talent, and you're committing it to a cause, and that cause is here, it's me. And I'm gonna give you quality. I don't want you to leave and say, oh, that was okay. I want you to have more than less. I want you to yeah, I would never cheapen the moment. I would never take it for granted. If we're gonna have a moment, we need to have a moment. I think the real power of a quiet style of art in this contemporary era is attractive to people. When you do something loud and boisterous and colorful, it's obvious, and that sensation wears off, it lasts, it's like caffeine. I think that when you do art that really hits an emotional nerve in people, that connects us not only to each other, not only to this era, that connects us to generations before us. I painted my grandmother. I've painted her a few times. And when people look at the painting and they love and emotion that I put into it, that connection between her and I, it's inescapable. It's the truth. You know, so not only does art tie us together with history, but it also makes us look at things in this contemporary era through a different lens. Seeing it through the prism of a painting makes you see things with broader meanings. I grew up in a time where my sisters would run around, they would play in dresses. They would, you know, have pigtails, and the old people were actually old people without trying to be hot grandmoms. It was interaction between people. It was a kindly, gentler time. And I want to bring that time into a contemporary world and have it matter. You know, this business is not, it's not for the faint of heart. You have to be committed. You can be an artist one day and not be an artist the next. And you have to be dogged and you have to go out and go get it. It's not going to come to you. But when you're an art student or you're a young artist, you don't think about those levels. You're just innocently going out and sketching in nature, taking photographs. You don't think that you eventually have to depend on some infrastructure to sustain this for a few more decades. And that's what I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose that innocence that I had at Pratt Institute as a student. You know, I don't want to lose that curiosity that allowed me to just paint something because I wanted to paint it. And you have to constantly be aware of, you know, shaking those things off and just remaining innocent to make interesting work, to make honest work. But it is serious. Art is serious. If you are feeding yourself, if you're paying a mortgage and it comes from art, money, then that means that art is relatively serious. But I think if someone is taking it serious and actually devoting their life to it, it's contagious. You know, it's when a person rediscovers their artistic path, art actually enriches their soul. I can see it in their faces. I mean, people that retire, like these people in Long Island, they're like in their 60s and they're trying to get the watercolor right. Then when they watch me work and they're like, look, the way you use your wrist and you're right, oh my God, oh. But it's funny, it's art. It's not like, I'm not playing the guitar, I'm not a rock star, but they want a piece of that. So it becomes bigger because of the passion that I've put into it. And it's infectious. When I show up, it's bigger than what I'm actually doing. It's everything. It's the totality of everything. So that's why you can't give up. Because eventually it'll be a tidal wave and it'll overtake everything in its wake.